What lift do you have? Is it lifted? Is that a rough country lift kit? You going off-roading? Baja Corvette? Is that a lift kit? What lift kit do you have? Lifted, huh? Cool. What lift kit do you have? Nice lift, bro. Is it lifted? Off-road Corvette. Nice lift. This time on the driver's corner, we're gonna try to take care of some of that wheel gap on my 97 Corvette by lowering it on the stock bolts. Stay tuned. So there are lots of videos out there about lowering your Corvette on the stock bolts. I wasn't going to make a video about this because there are so many videos already out there. I've already done this front side right here, but I'll bring you along for the way I did the the way I do the passenger side. So what I'm working on right now is the rear, which as some other videos have kind of alluded to, that this is actually the easier one to do, and I think it's just because you have a little bit more room to work and it doesn't appear to be under as much tension. So before you kind of start messing around with anything on suspension, my suggestion is go ahead and spray it down with a little penetrating oil. I'm using PB Blaster because I think it's pretty much the best that I've ever used. So I'm going to spray that and let it sit for a minute. And then we will just crank on that bolt on the bottom with an 18mm wrench. So what I've done is I wedged this crescent wrench up against the suspension over there to hold it for me for the top. And then I'll try to hold you guys still as I crank on that. I'm looking at my threads. It looks like I've got about 4 to 5 threads showing. I already kind of lowered it, started wrenching on it before I decided to go ahead and make this video. So what I'm going to do is take my wrench, and then it's a 18mm, and I'm going to go counterclockwise. All right, I'm going to count those. It's hard to see this little cap on there. It looks like 2. I'm going to give it another. Perfect. All right. So this is the bolt on the bottom of the leaf that the 18mm that I was tightening to go ahead and move the threads down on the upper portion. So this one's really simple to get to, really easy to see. So I'm going to go ahead and bolt the wheel back up, use my impact, and then I will tighten up the lug nuts with a torque wrench after I get this back together and on the ground. So this is the point in the video when I realized that everything went to complete crap. So when I went to do the passenger side front, whoever monkeyed around with this car, I don't know what they did, but the top of it was completely rounded off, so I couldn't adjust that one the way I wanted to. I tried welding a nut on the top, but I couldn't get it to stick. The whole project went off the rails at this point, so I can't really show you what I did, but sorry, man. I hate when like a project goes from being something that's supposed to be really simple to something that's like a complete disaster, which is what happened today. What I ended up doing was cutting a bunch of the threads and the foot off of the bottom of that adjuster, and then I welded, like tack welded that foot back on and put the bump stop back underneath it. So my hope is that I got it pretty level. We won't really know until I drive it around for a little bit and see what's up. Kind of a bummer. Wasn't what I was planning on doing today. Also, I was gonna work on wrapping the hoop and the roof, but it's way too cold. I tried heating the garage up and I couldn't get it hot enough where I could stretch the vinyl properly, so that one's not happening either. So this is real life, day in the life of working on your car when you try to do something easy and the whole thing just falls apart. So I guess I'll show you what I've got going on. It hasn't settled yet. I haven't driven it because I'm also in the process of cleaning out my radiator because it was full of nonsense and a half a dead bird. So I'll show you kind of where I'm at with that. We'll walk around to the other side over here and just see what we've got going on over there. This one looks higher, but you know, maybe not. Maybe once it settles, it'll be okay. If not, I guess I can knock the foot off and re-weld it, try it again. My other project that I've got going on today is I'm cleaning the space between the radiator and the condenser coils. I had a lot of grass and literally a half of a dead bird stuck. It was leading to some of the overheating, or not overheating, but super warm temperatures I was seeing on the interstate the other day after installing the ZR1 style lip. Yeah, so I'm gonna finish that up. Then I'm gonna take this thing out for a drive because I think I've earned it. I'm sorry that this video didn't end up being what it was supposed to be, but you know, sometimes just stuff really kind of goes to crap, and that's exactly what happened today. It's something that should have taken 30 minutes. You know, I'm at like the 2-hour mark. All right, so I took it for a quick spin. I don't really notice any negative impact. Like I've read that some people say you lower it down on the bolts and it kind of drives like garbage, but I'm not really seeing that. For those of you interested in my cooling issues, it never got above 202 on my little shakedown run, so that's a massive improvement after doing some work on cleaning that radiator out. The back still looks kind of high, but overall, pretty happy. I definitely feel better after ripping around on some back roads for the last 20 minutes or so. I hope to have a more productive video for you to look at next time. See you later.